are just waiting for their opportunity to make a play.
There's John Cornish, and Cornish with a first down run as they continue to spell Joffrey Reynolds at times, and a productive first down run by John Cornish.
Big hole created on that right side for the Calgary Stampeders. You can see the stacked formation defensively from Saskatchewan, and they're going to attack and run Calgary right outside of that stacked formation. If you catch them in it, you can get a big play.
Down to the 38. Going to the wide side, PK Sam, another catch. And he will step out at the 25, and the Stampeder offense is rolling.
Boy, one big play really loosens up the secondary. We've seen hitch, we've seen quick curls, we've seen that quick out to PK Sam. And when you give up one play for a touchdown, that much yardage like Robbie Bryant, it's just human nature to take a step backwards, and that's what the secondary has done in this drive.
First down. And a keeper for Burris. First time we've seen that. It's a first down. Bumped out by Omar Morgan, and Henry Burris is fired up and feeling it here in the second half.
Yeah, he is, and it was that one throw that got him going. And this is a perfect zone read play, and Henry Burris, one of the best at it, as he's going to put it in the stomach of John Cornish right there. Take a look at that defensive end, see if he moves. If he moves inside, then he takes it to the corner.
11 yards on the first run of the game for the Calgary quarterback, and they are marching. First and 10 from the 14. Fake to Cornish, and then he hops it to intended for R.J. Franklin. And that is the first incompletion of the second half for Henry Burris.
Trying to get the call, and Dave Dickinson is communicating with Henry Burris.
Dion Murphy checks in as Rob Cote goes to the bench.
Mark Trestman in Montreal likes to call that zone replay the ride and decide.
Cornish remains in as the lone setback. Quick hitter, and that one disrupted and incomplete.
Was it Mike McCullough? Like McCullough from the linebacking court came off the edge.
McCullough, who gets in about 40 to 50% of the defensive plays, and that's 18 years of middle linebacker experience between 45 and Barron Simpson.
Nice timing as he's just coming off that edge and gets in the throwing lane rather than try and go all the way around the corner on Edwin Harrison, which would have taken too long and then been ineffective. Timed it up perfectly.
So Maver in as the drive stalls. Good numbers for the kid in his first CFL season, and from 21 yards out, R.J. Franklin had trouble getting it down, and Maver just got it through.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers, big pressure. Ricky Ray.
Bolton Hopkins with a touchdown and a sack in the first 10 minutes of the game. Second and 10. And Rand almost had that picked off. Tight coverage there by Juwan Simpson, the middle linebacker.
That's a couple of times in a row now that the linebackers for the Stampeders in 2 straight downs have been the guys in coverage. Malik Jackson here, number 11, has to take Wes Cates out of the backfield again, and Juwan Simpson just sits underneath that in route from Getzlaff and is in a perfect position to knock it down. We've seen an early knockdown from Simpson too in that first quarter.
So a pair of 2-and-outs for the Rough Riders in the second half. Eddie Johnson high and not too deep. Dion Murphy will be dragged down by Jarrell Freeman. 35-yard kick by the newcomer. On the ball, the NASCAR Sprint Cup action continues here on TSN. It's the All-State 400 live from the Brickyard. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. So So Henry Burris has a little momentum. He's got good field position. And a 7-point lead with 5:10 to go here in the third quarter. Clears it out to PK Sam. Cuts inside of LaRon Mitchell. PK Sam missed most of training camp with illness and an injury, and just starting to find some chemistry in this Calgary offense.
And he wants to find it quick with Kenyon Rambo on his way back to the lineup probably next week. But he just ends up over there by the center field stripe. Nice move to stay inbounds on the sideline, pick up another 7.
16 and a first down. Here's Joffrey Reynolds, and Barron sits and waiting for him. I think Barron was salivating, just waiting for 21 to get back in the offense.
In 53 games in the last 4 years, Barron Simpson has averaged just shy of 7 tackles in every single one of them. I mentioned the turf toe early in the week. He said he practiced a couple days ago, and he said he felt no pain running around. And boy, there has been some massive collisions between he and Joffrey Reynolds, or he and John Cornish here tonight.
Limited that carry to 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Short drop, Burris looking deep, looking for Bryant, and just overthrowing him. Might have had a step as he continues to work on LaRon Mitchell.
The one thing that you can count on, I believe, with Henry Burris since those 2 early interceptions is that if he's going to miss long. He in those first 2 interceptions thought that he'd throw it up and let his receiver try and make the play. Well, he didn't get those plays he wanted. And I'm not blaming the receivers, because the second one was certainly on Burris for sure. But the bottom line being that if he misses now, he's going to miss long.
I think we learned at halftime is if you're a receiver, it was the quarterback's fault. If you're a quarterback,
yeah,
it was the receiver's fault.
Yeah. But then again, in Kleiner discussion.
Yeah, that was good. Burt Dale's looking for the corner again. Oh, how about Burt Dale's done it again? Burt Dale's puts this one out at the 7. On the stat sheets, it's the 37-yarder, but it's a reason to celebrate for the Stamps.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he has been bang on a couple of pressure situations. And again, throw the average right out. It doesn't really make as big a difference as plays like this. If that goes in the end zone, good field position for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. He gets a little draw weight on that, brings it back. Another great kick.
That's that shit I'm talking about.
And an important drive now for Darian Durant.
Another long field. Home crowd making some noise. There's Getzlaff, and he's cut down. Keon Raymond with the tackle, limiting the gain. And for Chris Getzlaff, it probably no more than 3.
Keon Raymond's going to be the adjuster, the cover man. Although we've seen Malik Jackson have to get out in coverage, but he's the converted defensive back that will pick up receivers, and often it will be Getzlaff because he's the 5th guy on the inside.
Last year early, the linebackers were Shannon James, Dwayne Carpenter, and Tim Johnson. Now it's Malik Jackson, Juwan Simpson, and Keon Raymond.
And they come.
2nd and long. Durant steps up. Claybrooks takes him down, but he's going to be close to a first down. May have been a yard short.
10.3-yard rushing average for Darian Durant coming in. He picks his moments, but boy, is he tough to bring down because blitz was coming off the edge. Eric Fraser, playing for Wes Lysak at safety, came in and he ran into the arms of Charleston Hughes, who couldn't bring him down. He's just got tremendous lower body strength, and that's a big, big play.
And it is a first down. That's an important first down for the Roughriders. 3rd carry, 19 yards for Durant. Only Buck Pierce has rushed for more yards at the quarterback position so far this year. And off to Cates. Short gain for Wes Cates as he's hauled down by Charleston Hughes. have seen a couple of big plays from Saskatchewan tonight, but not with the frequency of the first 3 weeks. Second and 8. Pressure. And they get to the red. Jawan Simpson and Charleston Hughes. And the former captain of the Alabama Crimson Tide defense pumped up and making big plays for the Stampeders.
Andy Fantuz thought about blocking him, but then he had to get out in his route, and he ended up not getting out in time and not blocking him. He ran right by Dan Goodspeed.
The loss of 9, 3rd and 17. Johnson from his end zone will concede the safety. So in the final minute of this third quarter, it is now a 2-score lead for the Stamps.
Made a couple of plays tonight. Jawan Simpson, 2 knockdowns, 1 in the first quarter, 1 a couple series ago, and that big play coming on the blitz. And it looked like there was a little hesitation from Andy Fantuz whether or not he was supposed to block him or become a hot receiver for Darian Durant. By the time they thought about it for a split second, that's the split second Simpson needed.
Well, if this was a boxing match, you'd score the first round in favor of Calgary, second to Saskatchewan, and the third round has been in the Stamps' favor here. They now lead by 9. Remember, the Roughriders with a 3-0 record have come back in the fourth quarter twice to win games so far this season.
Oh, no question. This is a team, and we're after their last win versus the Edmonton Eskimos, which was a close 24-20 win for Saskatchewan. Matt Dunnigan talking about it at that time, saying that this is a team that has learned how to finish games. Now, you don't want to make a habit of coming back from big deficits, but they won't go away, you know that.
When Eddie Johnson got the call to go to Regina, he was playing beach volleyball. I don't think the games were quite as intense as on the beaches. Ed McMahon here tonight. There's Murphy, and this time Jerome Freeman will bring him down and limit the return yardage. Calgary will start at the 36, and Chris Jones has to like what he's seen tonight.
Yeah, third year as a defensive coordinator in Calgary. He's got some big-time pressure. In the first half alone, the Calgary Stampeders, Tom Johnson led the way. 8 hits on Darian Durant, and those weren't just kisses. Those were massive hits that hurt. And 4 pressures, and then a big play there by Jawan Simpson.
I'm not sure we've seen Darian Durant get punished like this in quite some time.
No, not this year, certainly.
Burris steps up, takes off, Hawkins in pursuit, and Henry Burris went wide and will take a hit. Not sure why he did that. There are flags down in the Saskatchewan secondary.
Yeah, Omar Morgan is going to get a penalty for taking a swing at Nick Lewis. They were battling in the middle when Henry Burris took off. Omar Morgan didn't even see the quarterback run. So there's going to be some yardage tacked on here.
Looked like Burris invited that hit when he could have stepped out. But he is pumped up right now.
Yeah, he is. He came back out in this third quarter. Wanted to make some bad memories go away.
16 seconds on the clock, and if this is indeed tacked on against Saskatchewan, the Stampeders are poised to make sure if the Roughriders are coming back tonight, it's from a long way down.
During the play, offsetting unnecessary roughness, Calgary, number 82, Saskatchewan, number 1. Ball was held at the 50-yard line. It'll be first down.
You know, I'm never opposed to this kind of thing when 2 players are fighting. But when Omar Morgan threw the third punch is when the flag came out. There was the hit. Morgan didn't like it, so he pushes there. Push there, they'll push back and forth, and then it was that one was when the flag came out.
So it's at the 50. Burris steps up, and Luke Mulliner will drag him down.
But I'm never opposed to that. You get, it's like the little pushing and shoving in the front of the net of hockey. You got to let some of that, let the guys fight it out. Offsetting, no big deal.
There are some Stamp fans that are saying, what did Lewis do to get the penalty?
He gave him the little push underneath and into the stomach area. It wasn't as violent as Omar Morgan, but the only reason I put it on Morgan initially was because that big haymaker swing to the head was when the flag came out.
Mulliner stops Burris after a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Burris over the middle, and that one incomplete. Almost the 3rd interception of the night for Gene Patrick. Almost hat-trick. But we're through 3 quarters, and it's a 9-point Stamp lead.